Hi there, Perfecto here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a great day. So recently I had the honor and privilege of interviewing Philippine national artist for music, Maestro Ryan Cayabyab, aboard the Hollywood Wish Bus. This interview happened during my weekly show on Wish USA called WishCast with Perfecto. WishCast with Perfecto streams live on YouTube every Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. Los Angeles time. So go ahead and click that card above to go subscribe to the Wish USA YouTube channel and I'll see you there. Now Maestro Ryan was very warm and gracious and is every bit the embodiment of everybody's favorite teacher or professor. During the course of the interview, he talks about how he got his start in music. He gives insight to some of his most popular songs. He talks about his creative process and how he writes music. And towards the end, he gives his impression of the current state of OPM, original Filipino music. And at different points in the interview, we were joined by the Ryan Cayabyab singers, Miss Annie Nepomuceno and Miss Louie Reyes. So without further ado, here is Maestro Ryan Cayabyab. As I was telling all our viewers earlier, I mean, it's impossible for you to grow up in the Philippines and not know of you and your music.
From the maybe mid 70s all the way to 90s, I had been writing popular music.
Mm-hmm.
But much of my music also before, when I was still studying in UP,
Yes.
College of Music, much of my music was also serious music,
Yes.
classical music, you have choral music, orchestral music.
Yes, yes.
But I'm really more known for the songs that are popular.
Yes.
Because syempre yun yung, that is what is being heard on the radio by more people.
Yes, and actually, it's interesting you bring up that point because I was about to ask you about that because you're one of the few Filipino composers who have feet in both worlds, the serious side and the popular side.
That
Was
is right.
when you started, was this by design?
My mother was an opera singer.
Okay.
So she died when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
But before she died, she told expressly my father not to allow any of the children to take up music. Why? Because
Oh, no.
she's a musician, so she knows how difficult life
Yes.
is for musicians.
Yes.
And so I did not dream of becoming a musician. What happened was when I got into college, my first course was business administration.
Okay.
Major in accounting.
Okay.
Yeah. But what happened was right after I graduated from high school, I started working as a pianist in a bank choral group.
Okay.
And then after that, I got into some productions because I really like hanging around with musicians
Yes.
and performers. And this time, when I did some work with the Philippine Madrigal Singers,
Okay.
I met Kokoy Laurel in a performance. And then later on, he got me to be his music director.
Okay.
What made me jump into a course in the UP College of Music was when the father of Victor Laurel, who was then the Senator Salvador
Yes.
Laurel, offered me a scholarship.
Nice.
Sabi niya, okay, what are you doing? Why are you taking up accounting?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're a musician. You know, each one of us has a role in the community.
Yes. A calling.
Yes, in the community, when you serve your community, you must share wherever your focus is, wherever your talent is, or
Yes.
if you're good in organization, then you
Then-
use that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's your job description.
Yes, or that is your contribution
Yes,
to
yes.
society. So he says, you're a musician. I was 18 years old then. He said, you go home tonight, tell your dad that the Laurels are offering you a scholarship. So I went home that night. It's about 12.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, the Laurels are offering me a scholarship in the college, in any music school.
Yeah.
And then he said, why, how old are you now? I said, I'm 18. He said, you're old enough to decide for yourself.
Oh, thank you so much, Laurel family.
Yeah.
for giving us Maestro Ryan Cayabyab. So the next song is the biggest hit,
Oh, yes.
or one of the biggest hits in
One.
Philippine
Okay.
history.
No. No, not in Philippine history. In all the songs that I had done.
Yes.
This one was unexpectedly, the song that is more known worldwide. Because, what happened was in 2010, I released an arrangement of the Coconut Nut, a cappella arrangement, here in the US. That is why male ensemble ng mga male glee clubs, high school
Yes.
boys, ganyan, they put it in their repertoire.
Okay.
Kasi medyo comedy siya.
Yes.
Natutuwa sila. Not only in America, even in Japan, even in other places in Europe,
Yeah.
they sing the Coconut Nut.
Yeah, it's catchy.
Yeah. And then, I just found out somebody put on YouTube
Okay.
a lyric version of the Coconut Nut using the recording of the San Miguel Master Choral
Okay.
and putting graphics. Nakakatawa. Siguro mga 50 million hits.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that big, that song.
Yeah, so it's not a stretch to call it like the in Philippine history. One of the biggest.
I'm not sure.
The coconut nut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat. Now the coconut nut is a big, big nut, but it's delicious nut. It's not a nut.
So, Maestro, when you write songs, which comes first, the melody or the music or the lyrics?
The concept first.
Okay.
Sometimes the music.
Yes.
I would say Louis Ocampo, it's music.
Yes.
Sometimes somebody like George Canseco, maybe sabay, meron siyang idea ng melody and some kind of lyric. But sometimes it's like that. Sabay dumarating.
Yes.
Pero what happens is you have to conceptualize it first.
Yes.
So that you have an idea for the structure. So you have, like, for example, verse, and then pre-chorus, chorus, and all that. If you're sanay na with songwriting, you have an idea how to do it.
Yes.
So the concept, for example, I'd like to write, for example, the Coconut Nut.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to talk about what the coconut tree can give you.
Yes.
So all parts you can use, because during that time, I remember we called the coconut tree the tree of life.
Yes. It gives its entirety for usage.
Yeah.
Actually, si Mr. C nanalo din ng award for this song. Diba, sir?
Ano award?
Oh, nakalimutan mo na.
So the Philippine Coconut Authority gave me an award
Nice.
for writing that song. Anyway.
Nice. And speaking of awards, one of the highest awards have been awarded to you for your lifetime work recently.
Yes.
Yes, as the Philippine National Artist for Music.
Yes.
Yes. So if you think back to when you were 18 years old, you just received that scholarship for music from the Laurels,
Yeah.
and you first stepped into UP College of Music, Abelardo. Did that thought even ever cross your mind that I'm going to do this so that I will reach the highest peaks of that I can in Philippine music history?
It's like I didn't work for the title national artist. It's like all this time, when I started working as a musician, I didn't know that there was a career in music. I didn't know that. The first time I was given a check for an arrangement, 50 pesos, sabi ko, wow, may bayad pala yung arrangement. The first time I got a check as a pianist for the Bank Choral Group. So I was earning 200 pesos in 1970 a month for twice a week rehearsals. Sabi ko, wow, that's big enough for me because I was paying 144 pesos as tuition fee per sem in my first year in BSBA.
So that covered 1/3 of the year's tuition.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a really, really interesting story. And something that I always try to get behind in my shows whenever I interview musicians.
Yeah.
Kasi people need to know this stuff,
Yes.
Yeah, the story behind the songs, the
Yes.
story behind the writer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I worked a lot with Louie before. She was doing all her concerts and I was her music director.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. My
Yes,
solo
please tell us about that.
Unforgettable. My solo concert at the Cultural Center of the Philippines with Mr. Cayabyab as my musical
my God.
director. My gosh. That was heaven for me.
Yeah.
Really. Oh my gosh. I was just All the arreglos that he made for me, oh my gosh, nakakatakot, madugo, pero oh my gosh, so challenging to sing.
That's what makes music worthwhile. If it's challenging and it enriches your artistry,
Yes.
and it touches the lives of people.
Oh, definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
So, and we're singing one of the songs that you recorded.
Yes. No, not really recorded, but Mr. Cayabyab arranged for me actually.
Okay.
The beautiful Tagalog lyrics composed by
Yes.
Bienvenido Lumbrera.
National
less.
artist.
Yes.
No less.
Wow. and then we over the break you were talking about this particular vocal run
Yes.
that was
That we're trying to figure out.
yeah, but I want to highlight it because it was inspired by our ethnic music
Well, because
or ethnic singers.
well, yes, I didn't used to makulit ako. Mahilig akong maggaganon.
Yeah.
Pero mas na-inspire ako when I saw some tribal women on Facebook.
Okay.
And they were singing. And sabi ko, wala naman tong eskwelang pinuntahan, pero
Yes.
ganun sila kumanta. I mean, this was so real and so raw and so original.
Yes.
I was so inspired.
Magbalik ka na, magbalik ka na, mahal. Magbalik ka na, magbalik ka na. Mahal. Oh, that was so
They nailed it. That's amazing.
Oh my goodness, that was so great.
Oh, that's so good. One last round of questions for Maestro Ryan. Somebody asked if you have a muse, or did you have past muses when you composed your songs?
I write my music, I write my songs when it's needed. So that's my muse.
Okay.
So when somebody tells me, Mr. C, can you write music for my new ballet? That's the muse.
Okay.
Because the goal for me is the muse. Because you're working towards that goal and you're working so that you will fulfill that vision and that goal. That's how I work.
Is it all right to write songs about struggles or issues that you personally haven't experienced?
Maybe the person is asking if he can write something that he has never experienced
Yes.
before. What I always say is when we have songwriting workshops, the best concepts or best written songs would be songs that you have experienced when you write lyrics.
Yes.
But precisely, you are a composer. You conjure ideas and concepts.
Yes.
You must be able to try to be as realistic and effective as possible. When you're a writer, you have to connect.
Yes.
So you must try to be authentic. And
Of
being
course.
authentic means you had felt it before or you know how it feels vicariously.
What are your thoughts on the different phases of OPM from when people first started being passionate about it up until its development up until now?
That movement of original Filipino music is popular music. It is propelled by young people because the audience is for the young people.
Yes.
So whenever somebody from that era, let's say, even my parents would say, ang pangit ng music nyo ngayon when I was still a teenager. And then they would say na the music before is much better than the music now. That is what we would say time-centric, meaning
Yes.
era-centric. Because they grew up and the writers of that era were expressing their thoughts of that time.
Yes.
And also the idiomatic expressions, the music idioms, which everybody was using. The chords, the rhythm, everybody used the same type of that particular era. That's why they have a certain affinity
Yeah.
and they have a certain emotion with, na nakakabit dun sa era
Yeah,
nyo.
the connection.
Why? Because everything that they experienced, their birthdays, their first love, their JS prom, their first kiss, happened during that time, and what was accompanying that emotionally were the songs during that time.
Yes.
That is why they say our songs were better. You know, so the younger people, they go, no, they can't relate to those songs.
Yes.
So they say that for sure, the songs now that were written by the millennials, give them about 10, 20 years, those songs will be emotionally invested by those people during that time. So they will say, oh, our songs were much better.
Yeah. And then they'll realize that they turned into their parents.
Exactly, that's the same thing. You asked what my thoughts about OPM are. It's in flux, meaning it keeps on moving, it keeps on developing.
Yes.
And you know what? There's so much more writing going on now. The young people in the Philippines, the young songwriters, those young writers are really pushing to the limits.
That's
writing music.
And you have a pretty good hand in it. You're guiding them with Phil Pop.
Phil Pop, we did Elements before, Elements Music Camp. We gave free workshops to these young people, and you know what? We told them, write in your language, because in your language you're more comfortable with it.
Yes.
We're not saying don't write in English. If it's native to you, write in your language.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, last two questions, and this will be like lightning questions.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so just say the first thing that comes to your mind. In-N-Out or Jollibee?
Jollibee.
Of course. Okay. This is a three-way question, but just pick one. Steinway, Yamaha, or Bossendorfer? Steinway. Okay, wishers. This concludes today's episode of WishCast with Perf De Castro right here on Wish USA. Thank you very much, Master Ryan. Thank you, Miss Louie. Thank you, Miss Annie. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for enjoying this music with us. Thank you for enjoying this really special episode of WishCast with Perf De Castro. And I just have to mention this. This is the very first Wish Bus appearance of Maestro Ryan Cayabyab. So thank you so much for gracing gracing the Hollywood Wish Bus. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this interview with Maestro Ryan Cayabyab. So don't forget to
practice makes perfecto.
like, share, subscribe. See you guys again soon. Cheers.